Hello Taylor and viewers, I am in London and I am loving it. There are quite a lot of things I'm still getting used to, and those are probably going to take me some time. I wasn't expecting to have too much culture shock because I'm from New York City, so I'm a little bit more behind than I thought I was going to be. Also, this is probably the worst jet lag I've ever had, so that sucks. But the one thing that I truly and completely was not expecting was how uncomfortable I would feel just talking. Living in New York, I hear a lot of different accents, and I'm never really shocked or surprised when I hear someone speak who isn't American. It takes me like half a second to process, but I never really consciously feel a difference. But being in a place where I know I'm going to sound different from anyone else speaking is really disconcerting. The second I open my mouth, the person I'm talking to knows I'm an American, and there's absolutely no way to hide that. I haven't had anyone truly acknowledge the fact that they know I'm not from here, but you can definitely see it in their faces. I've traveled quite a bit and I've never really noticed this happening before, but I think that's because this is the first time I've traveled abroad on my own. Normally when I walk into a shop or restaurant, I'm with someone else and we're talking, so the second we walk into the place, it's obvious. Now I'm not talking until I get up to the register, so I see the moment the recognition happens. I know as Americans we imitate British accents quite often. We don't necessarily mock or make fun of them, but we mimic them without thought. This makes me assume that American accents are mimicked here as well. Most Americans that I've encountered put on British accents when they're trying to sound classy or more prestigious, because it honestly just sounds like it is compared to the way that we talk. So really, I can only assume that British people imitate American accents when they're trying to sound more crass. But personally, I know that there are different accents around the UK, and I could probably badly imitate them if I needed to. I also know that one of the more widely recognized American accents is the New York City accent. It's all over TV and movies that play internationally, so I'm going to assume it's probably one of the more imitated accents. Being from New York, I obviously have this accent, but it comes out more strongly on certain words and that are combinations than others. I kind of consciously speak in a more neutral accent when I'm making these videos, but when I speak candidly, it can come out pretty thick. This leads me to the other day when I was at Buckingham Palace. I had just finished the first tour and was kind of hungry, so I went to the cafe and got some strawberries and a nice coffee. The girl taking my order just kind of went blank face for a few seconds and then got a smirk as she turned away to get my items. Realized at this point that I was digging through my purse for my wallet and wasn't particularly paying attention, so I was speaking extremely candidly and it probably came out something more like this. "I'd like a cup of strawberries and a nice coffee, please." It wasn't until after I walked away that I realized this girl probably had the same reaction I did the first time I heard someone speak with a true Cockney accent. I almost burst out laughing because I hadn't realized that, yes, people actually talk like that. I get teased in a joking manner about my accent all the time, but all my people have heard my accent before and know that it is a real way of speaking. I have never once encountered someone who has not heard a real New York accent before, and mine isn't even that bad. There are people who when they speak you can 100% tell on every word that they are from the city. These reactions are new for me, and they're something I'm going to have to get used to. It's strange because I don't necessarily seem out of place until I open my mouth. I know how to act in a city, on the streets and in the metro. There's a certain etiquette that comes with being a city person, and you can very obviously tell who the tourists are when they show up. I'm pretty sure there's a similar way to act in London because I have never once gotten those looks that you shoot at people who just aren't from here. Unless they don't do that in London. That might just be a New York thing. But nonetheless, I am having a wonderful time here and I'm slowly getting used to the way everything's kind of backwards, so all is well. I'm assuming that as I get more comfortable in the city, I'll get more used to speaking and kind of owning myself like I do in New York. Taylor, I know you're heading back to school soon, so I hope you're settling in well and I will hopefully see you soon. Bye guys!